Move around using the W, A, S, and D keys.
And so it begins.
Press F when close to talk to him.
We are now a control wizard.
When I saw the Dracolich attack the ship, I was afraid there'd be... Sorry, didn't mean to pry. It's just, now's not a good time to be traveling here. As you may have noticed, Neverwinter's under attack.
Thought I'd pick a different option this time.
Is assaulting...
Appear on the map to mark your quest's objective.
So let's see what kind of items our control wizard starts with, shall we? Some robes. A crystal orb.
Open your inventory. Double-click an item.
And that's it, so just 2. So the rogue got 3, that's fine. Robes and orbs. Oh, cool, check that out. I've got this. Let me do this. I've got this orb kind of following me around now. Cool. So, for those wondering, I am a human male. I went with that, and of course, for my primary stat picked +2 to int. So I've got a primary ability. Looks like I need to have a target. So what have I got? Magic Missile. Blast your enemy with arcane damage. The third cast strikes 3 times. Adds a stack of Arcane Mastery. So not sure what Arcane Mastery is just yet. So let's see if we can find out by moving forward and getting a quest.
Good to meet you.
Right. Heal at the campfire first. Heal, Lord Starflayer, heal.
It's good to see someone survive the... Although we stopped Valindra's main force, the battle is far from over.
So time to try our magic missile.
Mindless undead who lost...
Unfortunately, I need a target. I can't just cast it into the darkness.
The enemy is raising our dead to use against us. Acolyte Name is performing a ritual of Kellenvor
Okay,
to lay
cool.
the newly dead to rest. That is sure to draw...
Okay, so each stack, just as it said there, each stack increases arcane damage. Yeah, definitely. See, 1, 14, 14. Just does a bunch of damage at one time. That's pretty cool. And you can see by my orb, I've got a stack of, looks like 4. Now it's a stack of 5. So it looks like your maximum stacks of this Arcane Master here, let's just go ahead and take a look at that. It is 5. It lasts for about 10 seconds from the look of it. And we can see on the orb, you've got a nice visual aid. If you can't see it in the upper left, the orb I'm using will actually show what I get. Now, unfortunately, for the sake of full disclosure and transparency, it seems like they don't tell you what you get. Yeah, 10 seconds. It doesn't tell you what the damage increase is on the ability. So no way of really telling. We're going to move on because none of these monsters aggro as you run past them. And of course, you don't get experience for killing them. So no point in doing so. We're just going to move on so we can find out what kind of abilities the control wizard has. And I am definitely looking forward to it.
I'm afraid I have a gruesome task. May also offer important quests.
Alright, so it looks like I have a secondary ability now, a new at will. This one is Ray of Frost. Channel a powerful beam of frost at your target, continuously adding chill stacks, eventually freezing them when it reaches 6 stacks. So it does 5 to 6 damage. The... interesting enough, Magic Missile doesn't tell me how much damage it does. So, I guess, let's say, as far as I'm concerned...
chill on your target. Each stack reduces the target's movement speed.
I'd say as far as I'm concerned when it comes to the control wizard, my main complaint would be I'd like to know a bit more on how these abilities work and interact with each other. Now, I really seem to have no need to use anything other than Ray of Frost right now. It's pretty much Ray of Frost from Diablo. It's hilarious. It looks like it channels over a few seconds. If you look at it when I use it, it has a 4-second channel. And then at the end of that 4 seconds is probably when the freeze occurs. As you can see, there is no delay time. I can just continually cast this ability. And I'm wondering if maybe there shouldn't be some kind of in-between delay between when I can cast it one time and then use it again. I really have no reason to ever use Magic Missile with the way this works right now. I'm just going to keep using the Ray of Frost and killing things that way.
Drive the wizard, thank you. More undead are attacking Neverwinter. They're bored.
Alright, we've hit level 3, and with that, we've gotten our first encounter power. So, Chill Strike, it's about 11.3 second cooldown, so we can see my intelligence is already helping me with the cooldown problem. Hurl a powerful icicle at your enemy, it briefly stuns, it adds chill. Spell Mastery, the icicle now shatters on impact, also damaging those around your target. Only the main target is stunned. So I'm not sure what this Spell Mastery thing is. Let me guess. Let's take a look. Spellcast, Chilling Presence, Orb of Imposition, Paragon Power, Paragon Power, Paragon Power. Not quite here. So you can see my first ability is at level 10. Of course I get more at 20. So what we're not going to see here is this Orb of Imposition. It increases the duration of control powers by 10%. So that's not bad. Nothing too amazing, though. What's our level 10, though? Increases damage you deal by 2% for each stack of chill on the target. So, yeah, Control Wizard, very much a freezing character, apparently. It's nice to see here. So I don't know what Spell Mastery is just yet. Hopefully we will be told as we go along. As that has nothing to do with this. Yeah, that's Arcane Mastery as opposed to Spell Mastery. Shatters on impact. Well, let's keep going. We'll take a look at it. I like the fact that it adds a stack of chill.
Q to launch a chill strike, impaling and freezing an enemy with a shard of ice.
Not bad. So the tutorial does give you a brief description of some of your skills with voice acting, so that's nice to know. There you go. So I think once they're frozen, that would be a good time to switch to a different skill. So that's when I can start using the Arcane or Magic Missile. So far not bad. Things die pretty quickly, so it's kind of hard to get a feel for exactly how useful these will be in concert with each other and what kind of combos I can make with them. Alright.
Hello again. You're looking a good deal fiercer than when you washed up on the beach.
Left click on a
Lying
visible
out by the fire
location
would
to
be
travel
good.
to it.
My mother always says warm.
Alright, so here we get to try out our dodging mechanic. As a control wizard, you can see that we have a teleport rather than a dodge roll. So that is quite nice. Pretty cool looking as well. You see we're getting a little bit of choppiness here. Forgive me on that one. Well, the archers won't come after me, so I can just sit here and hit them with my magic missile. So it's nice to have these various abilities.
They just keep coming.
Well, we got a bunch of them around me, so let's just kind of get my arcanes up, I guess, and... It's kind of cool how you can teleport around with... Not bad. It looks like I was able to do it 3 times, whereas my rogue can only dodge like twice. I suppose it kind of makes sense. You have an innate arcane capability of doing things like dodging around and... So I see enemies are starting to get to me pretty close. Especially when there's a bunch of them. Not entirely designed around getting in close with combat, so... We'll have to see how this goes and see what kind of control abilities there are to keep the enemy from fully getting up to me. Of course, the good news is I'm not doing too bad as far as health and all that.
What in the 9 hells is that?
Alright, let's go ahead and freeze this bad guy here. You can just keep hitting that. Alright, so level 4 has been obtained, which means we have our daily now. We have Ice Storm. Unleash a massive wave of ice, knocking away enemies, leaving them briefly prone, and it adds chill. So I have definitely lots of ways of chilling my opponent, getting them away from me. Chill the guy moving in. Yeah, these archers are nothing. Yeah, I definitely would love to see what an archer could do with this. Alright, boss time. Let's see what my daily can do before we fight him. Oh, nice! So it looks like... Yes, excellent. I can freeze him. Hit him with the frozen thing there and just absolutely freeze him. Switch to my... yeah. Nice. Wow, look at the range that gets. Absolutely fantastic. So I still don't know exactly what spell mastery is. Icicle now shatters on impact, also damaging those around your target. Huh. Let's take a look at here. We've got Ray of Frost, Chilling Cloud, Magic Missile. I'm really stumped on that one. Let's see. Teleport, heroic effort, versatile, arcane mastery. Okay. Casting arcane base spell builds Arcane Mastery, which increases your arcane damage by 3% per stack. Up to 5 stacks. Many of your arcane effects gain additional powers as well. You can see that I also have Chill. Cold-based spells chill your target, slowing them and stacks up to 6 times. Some cold powers can freeze targets who are affected by maximum stack, stunning the target. Frozen targets recover sooner if they take enough damage. Oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, that pretty much makes sense from everything we've seen. When it comes to feats, we'll just take a quick look at feats real fast and see what we've got. We have got controlling action. You gain 0.2468 or just 1% of your maximum action points when you cast a control power. So that's not bad. That allows you to very quickly gain your action points. We have greater chance to land a critical hit, and we have hit points. So, you know, that is slightly disappointing because those are the exact same skills that you get as a trickster rogue. Toughness and weapon mastery are exactly the same. The only difference is the controlling action, which honestly acts a lot like the trickster rogue's action. He gets a certain percentage based on who hit his shadow or something like that. So I'm not sure about that, but we do have a couple of Paragon trees. Oppressor, control powers to manipulate foes. We have the Thaumaturge, master of harnessing arcane power and rain damage and destruction on foes. And then we have the Renegade, who knows the right moment to strike, using smaller spells to outsmart the enemy and create opportunities for substantial damage. That's kind of cool. Oh wow, chaos magic. Okay, let's look at some of these. Hold on, let's just open them all up. Oppression gets Shatter Strike. Your Ice Storm daily power now applies 5 stacks of chill instead of 1. Chill Strike power now applies 3 instead of 1, so you can chill more often. This one is Conduit of Ice power now reduces mitigation of affected targets by 15%. And then lastly, Magic Missile now has a 33% chance to apply one of 3 debuffs when striking a target. Only one of these debuffs may be on a target at a time. The debuffs last for 10 seconds. You get Chaotic Growth. Allies near the target are healed for 3% of their maximum hit points. Chaotic Nexus. Foes near the target have their mitigation reduced by 15%. And Chaotic Fury. Allies near the target gain additional power. So that's pretty cool. Very random, but definitely a buff-debuff system going on there. Unfortunately, none of this really lets me know what the spell mastery that this talks about really is. That very well can be the tab ability that I get, but I'm wondering about that since it doesn't show anything over here. Well, we'll find out, won't we, as we progress. First dungeon as a control wizard. Oh, this could be great fun. Decimating the opponents with rays of frost. Now, I gotta admit, compared to the rogue, I just don't get a sense of... Well, I just don't get the same sense of my combos working together, to be honest with you. Like, between my Magic Missile and my Ray of Frost, I just don't really see any reason to use anything else other than the Ray right now. Well, and maybe the Chill Strike, because it does a decent amount of damage, and it's got a charge up, so I can start combat with it, get a stack of Chill, and of course if I switch to the Ray of Frost right after, it can end up freezing someone. Alright. I imagine everything will come to a head more with the control wizard as he gets higher levels. Nope, don't have thievery skill. Because there just could be nuances regarding this class that I don't see at this starting level. Excellent work. So over here there's Dungeoneering, don't quite have that yet. I do kind of like the combo of 1, 2, and then a set of 3 while casting the magic missile. Alright, got the enforcer down. You know what, let's just do it. It's there to be used. I can see this character gaining up action points pretty quickly. Dodge. As you can see, I cannot move at all while casting. I either have to move or cast. Can't do both. So you definitely get the weightiness of anything you have to do being calculated and measured. I like that I have 3 teleports over the 2 rolls that I had on the Trickster Rogue.
The Nashers snuck into the vaults during Valentra's attack on the city. They're here to steal the crown of Neverwinter. They almost got to it, but then they angered the dead resting in the lower vaults. They're fighting each other down there right now. I sealed them in behind the hidden entrance to the lower vaults.
Alright, I want to get a bit of healing before I move on.
The back wall. Stop the Nashers before they get the crown.
Yeah, real easy to jump from one enemy to the next while using this beam. Next time I'll probably just go ahead and use the daily for that. Wait, can I open this? Oh, I'm surprised it was glowing. Well, so far I definitely enjoy the rogue a little bit more, but I typically do like mages, so I am looking forward to what else I will be able to do with this character. I'm eagerly anticipating getting to level 5. So I think what will really make this fun is having different combinations of skills and having them work together a little bit differently. Right now, everything is relatively weak here, so it's kind of hard to gauge anything. Of course, I am taking a lot of damage. Probably should have frozen one of these warriors before I did that. Come here. Whew. Yeah, combat is definitely very different with this mage. I think it's going to take some very different ways of thinking to really utilize him properly. Again, or it could just be skills. Really could just be, because I don't have a lot. Just so happened on my rogue, my first ability was kind of a stun that really worked well against enemies like these guys. We're approaching the end of our dungeon. I'm thinking that this will be a good point to end it as the end of this dungeon. And what I may do is attempt to streamline this process a little more and kind of go over as I level to look at the skills, especially since I've already gone through a lot of the quest lines with the rogue, even though I didn't let the quest line dialogues play. Let's see what we can do against this boss, shall we? Start off with a little bit of chill. Now, he did hit me with his charge, but I kept going, hoping that I would be able to chill him before he could do anything else. So you can see I'm doing a decent amount of damage. Kind of playing keep away at the moment. Alright, we got him. That wasn't too bad. Let's get out of here, and I'm going to grab my level and see what kind of abilities I obtain Before I get too far, let's see what I get. Oh, armor penetration for my control wizard. That's a bit too high for me at the moment. Alright, a belt with maximum hit points. I'm guessing that's always the reward for this place. It seems like that just constantly comes up. More hit points, like 20 or so. Right on this quest reward. Alright, hitting level 5 has given me one more new power. Entangling Force, it's got a 17-second cooldown roughly because of my end. Stun the target, pulls them into the air, chokes them for a short period. Duration of the power is increased with each stack of Arcane Mastery, and with the Spell Mastery, holds the foe slightly longer. When first cast, enemies near the target will be pulled towards them. So I'm guessing when it comes to this Spell Mastery, you gotta have... I wonder if it's talking about Arcane Mastery. Yeah, I didn't see it hit the rest of the enemies there. Now let's go ahead and use this ability. And we can see we now have Force Choke. I'm a Force Choke a bitch. Just saying. Yeah, I'm not seeing a shatter effect. Also supposed to damage those around it, so not quite seeing that. Alright, the good news is I do have a Dungeoneering Kit on me, so we can see the end here when we can get to the secret passageway. Alright, I've got an Enforcer. Let's try and freeze him. Alright, we're going to just deal with him in our own way, get him up in the air. And we can freeze him before he hits the ground. Yeah, that's beautiful. You can pretty much keep people locked. You can only do it to one target at a time so far, but... So what does Arcane Mastery do for me on this one? Longer, and enemies near the target will be pulled in if need be. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and lead off with this. And then we're just going to freeze them. That's not bad at all. Whole bunch of hostiles. Okay, so let's get rid of the sniper. Gonna try and pick off a bunch of people so I can get my Arcane Mastery up. And now we'll go ahead and use it. Didn't even look like they got choked. Alright, knock you back. Alright, cool. Got the note for the question. Yeah, not bad. I gotta say, one-on-one fights with a control wizard are not terrible, really. I mean, you sit there, you choke them, you freeze them. You can pretty much take one guy and absolutely decimate him. Now, multiple enemies, yeah, control wizards so far having a problem with that. Have to see what other kind of abilities I get. So we got some power on an amulet. Here we go, more AC, recovery and defense. Not bad, not bad. So here we have a Dungeoneering Kit. Here's hoping this works so it'll open up. And check that out. It just kind of opens up to the side, and here we have a new treasure chest. Oh wow, quite a bit in here. It's got an orb, some greaves, potions, all the... Wow, nice. That was worth it. To make sure I have a Dungeoneering set for this place in the future. Cool, more power on my orb. Alright, well, so far, so good. The Control Wizard, not bad, although... not what I expected, really. I mean, he's definitely got the abilities to lock down a single target, and that's pretty cool. I especially like the fact that he's got the Force Choke. But... so far, especially when I compare him to my rogue, I just had so much fun playing the rogue. Running around, just smacking things with my daggers, stabbing them, getting able to sneak in the dark. But even before I got stealth, there was just something...
Time is money. I don't like wasting either.
Something I liked about the combat. Just I had a good answer, very quick response. So in this I've got a channel and I've got missiles that I have to cast, and the enemies are typically going to be running up on me left, right, and center, and I just don't have much of a way to deal with that right now. Although I do appear to get my daily back a decent rate so far. So not too worried about that. Alright, well, that's it. This is just the first part of the Control Wizard, so I will be back. I'm going to get some rest and continue this up on the next day. So, I will see you next time.